Welcome back! My name is ballerscuba. This is Video Games Over Time! We are still in 1986, and we are still in Castlevania. When we last left off, we went through the first half of the game. We went through the first 3 blocks and the first 9 stages, defeating 3 bosses along the way. We essentially made it halfway through the game, so to speak. So let us go ahead and see if we can tackle the second half of the game. Surely it will be just as easy as the first half. Surely. Already things are so much more difficult here. You gotta go kinda slow. At least that's my mentality on it. Alright, there, and hop up here, and jump there, and... Okay. Okay. And there... Like, I don't even bother whipping when I'm on the moving platforms. I just don't trust it. I do have the sub-weapon that I want, which is the... Can I get anything from here? I feel like there should be something that I can get. No? I have what I call the holy water, because it's holy water, but the manual calls... I'm going to pause and drop a save state here, actually. But the manual calls this the firebomb, which it is not. We have definitely reached the stage where I want to start dropping a save every stage. I know it's not necessarily how the game was designed, but the game is designed for people to play it hours and hours and hours on end in hopes that they learn how to play it properly, and I don't have that kind of time. So we're going to try to move forward. The hunchbacks here are the only things that are really dangerous for a while, but man, are they dangerous. And I don't think there's any meat anywhere around here. Alright, well, we can try to deal with you as best as we can. And nothing going on there. Alright, let's move on. I don't have the best amount of health, so I'm not going to save here, just in case things don't go my way. I do not want the dagger. I want to keep this firebomb. I'm going to continue to call holy water. Alright, I'm just going to duck and go for that. Alright, so that works out, and then I think there's meat there. That's a decent amount, considering we don't have a lot more to go through. As long as I can hold on to this holy water, we will be fine. Alright, and I don't die to you. And, okay, well, I got hit again. Okay, that's not too bad. Alright, and, oh, well, there's a heart. Not what I wanted in the wall. We'll take that, and then... Anything up there? Nope. And this looks like a boss area. I'm going to try to do this as best as I can, but things aren't looking so good here. Alright. Just keep throwing the holy water. And eventually it will go down. There we go! And that was Frankenstein and Igor. Not the most difficult if you've got the firebomb. Really, it is just the stages to get to the bosses sometimes, but I don't think that's going to be the case moving forward. I have to double check, but I think the next one is the hardest one for me. Yeah. But we can make it to stage 13. That is another section down. Oh, this is going to be the worst. Let's go ahead and... Why? No! No, I wasn't in there, so I couldn't pause. Alright, we can pause now, and I can drop the save state. That's not great. Alright, let's see if I can salvage this run. Getting hit already in one of the hardest parts of the game is not going to be nice, but we will see what I can do. Okay. Yep, already got hit. That was... I feel like it's kind of bound to happen with that skeleton. He just kind of... Wait, he's still coming? Let's keep going then. Alright, I don't think... Okay, I didn't get hit. We're fine. We're fine. Yeah, the skeletons that throw when they're at a higher level than you, never fun. Can I throw that and eventually just walk them over? That does the trick. Alright, I do want to hold on to the firebomb here, the holy water. It's going to make things a lot easier for me. Okay. Red skeletons here will respawn, so you gotta be careful of them. Seriously? Okay. And I think I got one more. Yeah, okay. And then we have meat. Okay. This is not perfect, but I think I can do it from this point forward with that health. Oh, this is not going to be fun. Am I going to be able to pause it this time? That'd be great. Let's drop a save here and hope for the best. Let's see what I can do. So the easiest way to deal with these new enemies, these axe armors, is to throw the holy water and back up until they get hit by it, and then they will die. They throw these axes that boomerang, and they back off from you constantly. It doesn't normally take 2 holy waters for me, but they're not hanging out at the holy water too long. There we go. And usually they will drop something nice. I need to wait for that to despawn. I need the holy water, the firebombs. I just need them. Alright, we got you up top. That's nothing too bad. Let's just climb up here. Try to get more uses of the holy water. Get you before I drop down. And they don't throw anything, so the red skeletons, they're not too bad for me. Nothing? Felt like something should be there. Okay, so once again, holy water, back up. And then you will walk into that until dead. That has to be a hidden item, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Not bad. I'm trying to be careful because I really do want to hold on to this holy water as long as I possibly can. Why are you guys taking 2? Just step on it. I do not want the dagger. Absolutely not. Okay. So things went very well this time. I think there's something here. No! I had to say something. I had to say something. I think we can still do this, though. I think we can still do this. I think there's a healing item somewhere around here and I can still put this off, but it's not going to be easy. Alright, let's do what I can here. Once again, we're not in the best position, but I still might be able to salvage this. Keep as far distance as I can. When it starts flashing, I think I can figure out the timing on it. Okay. Can I whip you from here? No. Okay, I can do it from the safety of there. Okay. That works. And then we can get meat over there. Okay, so I can head up and drop a save here, because you can already see the shenanigans they're going to try to pull on me. Let's see how I do this. Alright, so... Alright, deal with you, and then I just couldn't get away from you guys. And there, and throw, and you're good. Okay, I got hit once. We're just going to have to live with that. But we're about to go to the hardest boss of the game, so I'm going to cheese it. I'm going to do what I can to cheese it. Go all the way to the middle, have the holy water, and just throw holy water at the top right there. This is the hardest boss in the game, and I'm going to make it look like nothing because of that. But there was no way I was going to handle that well otherwise. So we made it! We did it! Yeah, that was the Grim Reaper. Grim Reaper is not fun. Grim Reaper will spawn scythes that come at you from all directions. It is well known as the hardest boss in the game. So to find a way to cheese it, I'm going to do it. It just felt right. Alright, and now we are headed to I believe, the end of the game now. I think this is the final section. So let's drop a pause, take a deep breath, and hope for the best. Okay, breath taken. Let's hope for the best as we go toward the end of the game. Hardest enemy, I think, is done with the Grim Reaper, but we kind of cheesed it, so it didn't feel like I did it the right way. But now, the first boss of the game is back as just a normal enemy. So let's try to just run past it, because I'd rather not fight it if I don't have to. There were 5 of them total, and I got hit once. But you know what? We got through, and that's what matters. That's what matters. I've got a really good setup here, and I'd really like to keep it, but if I die, I will lose my triple, and I will lose my sub-weapon, so we will try to hold on to this as best as I can. As soon as I cross here, an eagle shows up. Oh, coming from that way. Technically, these are flea men. They're not hunchbacks, but I've always called them hunchbacks because that's what they look like. I'm gonna have to start saving more often, again, like here, because there's so many death traps waiting for you every step of the way from this point forward. I know this screen doesn't look too bad, but trust me, it can be pretty bad. If you fall down the stairs, you die. I know that there was a screen that you just came from down there, but you will still die. This enemy up top can be baited over, I believe. Yeah, same as the other one, and then you can get that. Okay. Now, before I head too far here, I think I want to drop another save here. Yeah, once the eagles start showing up, this is where things become basically a crapshoot. Yeah, once you see gears in a Castlevania game, you know you're in for some hard things, at least in this one. So, this one's difficult. It's so random, and the hunchbacks, the flea men, they can just kind of climb through the walls and jump at you. So you have to be super careful. So what I'm going to do is... Okay, that was really good. All right, let's climb down the stairs. Climb. All right. And we somehow made it without getting hit. I'm not sure how that happened. So let's see if I can drop down and climb up the stairs without getting hit again. Probably not. Okay. Nope. 1. Okay. And then up. Okay, I got hit once. That is honestly good enough for me. That was amazing. I thought we had one more room to go, but it turns out we don't. We have essentially made it to the end of the game. So let us move on to Dracula's castle. Now, some people recommend grabbing this, the boomerang. I'm going to try things without it because I have the triple. That could make things so much better for me if I can do this in a single run. But you just never know. All right, let's go ahead and head over here and grab these 2, and then I will pause and drop a save here. Just to give myself the best chance to get everything done that I want to get done. I've never been able to beat Dracula on the first life that I got, but we got 6 lives, so I want to give it a shot. I want to give my best shot at doing it. I have a technique for beating Dracula. What it is as he opens up his cape, I jump over his attack and go for his head, which is his only weak spot. And if I can get the timing right on that, it doesn't necessarily matter if I hit him every time, as long as I don't get hit. I should be able to hit him the full 16 times that is needed, but he doesn't make it easy, especially when he almost spawns on top of me, and sometimes it's just, there's nothing you can do. He spawned on top of you, and down I go. So I didn't do it the first try. There are a couple other techniques that you can use to try to beat Dracula. Oh, it has been a day, but I'm going to try not to do them because this is the one that works for me. And I'm going to hope that I don't hold up anymore while I attack. Okay. That was too late. That was too late. There we go. There's 1. Yeah, only having 2 hits to work with when you go into the final boss fight not ideal circumstances. So hopefully you have a few lives going into the end of the game, because chances are you'll be using a few of them. Okay, there's 7, 8, 9. This is the technique that works for me. I'm sure there are more efficient ways. I know there are more efficient ways of doing it, but I'd rather play it safe than sorry. It's more important, like I said, for me to avoid the attacks than hitting him. There we go. 4 more. Oh, I felt like that should have counted. Too far. Hey, no, I got it. 1 more. Off with your head, and in spawns in Dracula's real form. And the secret to this one is holy water. Hit him with the holy water, hit him in the head twice. No. Yeah, holy water. 1, 2, holy water. 1, 2. Holy water, 1, 2. 1, 2. Down you go on my last hit. I didn't do that one the way that I should have, but we got through it. That's why you need the holy water. You just need it. That fight is super difficult without it, because once again, that Dracula is only susceptible in the head. And that's the game! I kind of rushed through it a bit. The game is much harder than I made it look, but that is what practice can do for you in this game. But we finally beat it. Produced by Konami, directed by Trans Fishers, and then we get a whole bunch of puns. So that's reference to Terrence Fisher. All of this is basically by about Dracula. We got Christopher B instead of Christopher Lee, Bela Lugosi instead of Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloffus instead of Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney Jr., Barbara Sherry is Barbara Shelley, Mix Shreks is Max Shrek. Yeah, there's so many. These are all references to the old movies and stuff like that. And the hero, Simon Belmondo, instead of Simon Belmont. You played the greatest role in this story. Thank you for playing. Yeah, we got credits-ish, but they weren't actually for the game designers. And then they're like, hey, do you want to do it again? No, I do not. I am good. So that is Castlevania. With the game played, it's time to talk about how it holds up today. Playing the game today, I definitely had fun playing Castlevania. Castlevania is a good game. It is also a difficult game. I didn't really show that off during this playthrough. I made it look a lot easier than it turns out to be, but the game is quite difficult. The knockback, the attack patterns of some of the enemies, especially the Medusa heads and kind of towards the end the vampire bats, make things very difficult, and it is really easy to die due to what appears to be randomness in how the game decides to spawn certain enemies and what attack patterns they go through. It makes for a difficult experience and often a frustrating experience. This is probably a game that if you had growing up, especially when you were particularly young, that you did not beat. I do know some people when I was growing up that did not ever make it to Dracula. I know certain people that didn't even make it to the Grim Reaper, right? There's just a lot of practice and a lot of skill that kind of goes into beating a game like this. And since I have done it before, I made it look a little bit easier than it would have been for somebody new. But then again, I'm still not great at the game. It still would take a lot of practice to get through it. But me dropping those saves along the way definitely helped take a little bit of the edge off. And I ended up cutting a few attempts where the things just went poorly, and it wouldn't have been fun to leave all of those in, so I cut most of that out. But with that said, the game actually reminded me of Ghosts and Goblins a bit more than I anticipated going into this one. There's a lot of kind of the same frustrations that I had in Ghosts and Goblins that I had in this game, where enemies are faster than you and their ability to move, especially like diagonally when you cannot, makes it frustrating and difficult, and it feels like the game is sometimes just against you. The hunchbacks, the flea men, whatever you want to call them, they definitely react to your movement faster than you can. Because if you paid special attention when you hit the button to attack with the whip, Simon kind of reaches back first and then whips, like you would with a whip, and the enemies can jump out of the way if you time that right. They'll see that you're doing that and jump out of the way so you don't hit them, especially those flea men. It's things like that you just kind of have to pick up through experience that will make this game easier for you. But overall, it is difficult, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's overly difficult. I would say that it's easier than the Ghosts and Goblins that we played, but it is definitely one that will be frustrating. For the time, it is on the difficult side, but not necessarily overly so. So I think it's within kind of the realm of just normal difficulty. On the difficult side, a normal difficult game, if that makes sense. In terms of how things hold up, I think things hold up fairly well. Things look like they're supposed to. The sprites are kind of nice and big, so everything looks like the classic horror feel that it's supposed to. So that works out nicely. But there are definitely some aspects of the gameplay that I would like to see fixed, that I have kind of preferences on. I don't like kind of the sub-weapons. I wish that instead of picking one up and having it replace it, like there should be some sort of like, hey, would you like to use the holy water now, or would you like to use the boomerang, and I can just kind of switch between them. That would make things a lot easier for me. And once again, kind of a minor complaint, very minor, but hearts are health. You know what I mean? Like when I see a heart, I don't think, oh, I should pick that up and then I can throw a boomerang again. Hearts are health. Like that should heal me, and that's not what happens. There's not enough healing in the game. There should be at least one meat in the wall in every stage for me. That would make this a lot easier to get through, especially on the first time through. But overall, once again, things look good. I think that the graphics hold up fairly well. I think that the sound holds up pretty well. I think the sound is actually a highlight for the game. So overall, the game is good, and it's definitely one worth checking out if you are interested in platformers or interested in the history of Nintendo or Konami, because of course this was a Famicom Disk System game. And it does become important in the history of kind of Nintendo because it is such a good game that it kind of becomes associated with the platform it's on and not necessarily just the company it came from. So if you're interested in the history of Nintendo or Konami or platformers or kind of adventure games or horror games, there's a lot to like about this game, and it's worth checking out. If you are easily frustrated by difficult games, then this probably isn't the one for you, and it'd probably be best to watch somebody else do it. But overall, definitely a game worth checking out and definitely worthy of attention. And that's my modern take on the game. When the game was released, Castlevania was relatively popular. It was also reviewed relatively well by the critics at the time. The gameplay was seen as the highlight, but the graphics were seen as a drawback. As time has gone on, Castlevania has become a beloved classic. Castlevania will often make lists of best video games of all time. It is seen as highly influential, helping lead to a new subgenre of platform games. However, the learning curve and difficulty of the game are often cited as drawbacks. Castlevania would spawn a franchise, leading to ports, sequels, re-releases, and media outside of video games. We will keep an eye on these as we continue. Konami, with another success on their hands, would continue creating and releasing video games. We will hear from Konami again. As for the individual creators of the game, they would all continue to work in the video game industry. We will hear from all the creators again in the future as well. That will do it for the story of Castlevania for now. My name is ballerscuba. This has been Video Games Over Time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in our next video when we go over some more honorable mentions of 1986.